We hear so many different kinds of sounds on our daily life. When a lion roars, we hear a sound. When we pluck a guitar, we hear a sound. Water pouring into glass, bat hitting the ball are all examples of different kind of sound. Have you ever thought what actually produces the sound? To answer this question, first we need to understand the vibration. When we stretch a rubber band with one hand and pluck it in the middle, it starts to move back and forth. That is, it starts to vibrate. Vibration is nothing but back and forth or to and fro motion of an object. It is this vibration that produces the sound. When the vibration stops, there will be no sound. Instruments produce sound by vibrating membrane or string. But how do humans produce sound? Does any part of our body vibrate when we speak? In humans, sound is produced by the larynx, also called as the sound box. Where is larynx found in our body? The first part you feel in your throat is nothing but larynx. But how does it work? Larynx contains two vocal cords. These two cords have a slit in it for the air to flow. When we speak, the lungs pump the air through this slit, which makes the cord vibrate. It is this vibration that produces the sound. There are muscles attached to both of these vocal cords, which allow the quality of voice differs. Instruments produce sound by vibrating membrane or string. But how do humans produce sound? Does any part of our body vibrate when we speak? In humans, sound is produced by the larynx, also called as the sound box. Where is larynx found in our body? The first part you feel in your throat is nothing but larynx. But how does it work? Larynx contains two vocal cords. These two cords have a slit in it for the air to flow. When we speak, the lungs pump the air through this slit, which makes the cord vibrate. It is this vibration that produces the sound. There are muscles attached to both of these vocal cords, which allow the quality of voice differs. You get to know that someone is standing outside your door when you hear a doorbell. Can you guess how the sound of the doorbell is traveled to you? It traveled through air. Sound requires a medium of propagation. Is the medium always air? Think about it. Let us check whether the sound travels in medium other than air. Take a bell and place it in water. Make sure it does not touch the walls or the base of the container. Now keep your ear close to the surface of the water and shake the bell. Do you hear the sound? Obviously you do. Here the medium of propagation is water. Probably we all have used earphones to listen to music. What is the medium of propagation here? A wire is solid, therefore sound propagates through solid as well. Now we have seen that sound can propagate through all the three types of mediums. Does sound travel through everything? No, sound cannot pass through vacuum. Vacuum is a place where most of the matter is removed. That is the reason why sound cannot travel in outer space.
So far, we have seen the production and propagation of sound. But how do we detect it? We humans have an inbuilt detector called as ear. The outer part of our ear is shaped like a funnel. The sound enters through this passage and hits a thin membrane which is stretched tightly. This membrane is called as eardrum. When sound hits this eardrum, it vibrates and these vibrations are sent into the inner ear and from there to the brain. This is how we hear. You should never insert a sharp object inside your ear as it can harm your eardrum and may cause permanent hearing damage. Can humans hear all the sounds? No, we cannot. A human ear can only detect a sound whose frequency is 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Anything over or below it cannot be detected by us. Now, what is this frequency? Let us see in our next video.
So, when an object vibrates, it produces sound. Now, we have to define different types of sound. It is defined by two terms. One is frequency, another one is amplitude. Frequency is nothing but the number of times an object vibrates or oscillates per second. The number of times a diaphragm vibrates in a speaker is called as frequency. Its unit is given by Hertz. Suppose it vibrates 1 time per second, then the frequency is 1 Hz. If it oscillates 2 times per second, then its frequency is 2 Hz. The frequency is inversely proportional to time period. Amplitude defines the loudness of the sound produced. When amplitude is large, the sound produced is loud. When amplitude is low, the sound produced is feeble. For an example, a drum beat has larger amplitude than a bird's tweet. We have added a sim at the end of this chapter for you to understand frequency and amplitude. Some sounds are pleasant to hear, like sound from a musical instrument, sound of chirping birds, etc. But some sounds we hear are very irritating. For example, sound from vehicles, sound of crackers, loud sound of speaker during procession, etc. These kind of sounds are called as noise. Just how unwanted molecules in air create air pollution, excessive unwanted sound in environment creates noise pollution. Noise pollution can lead to lack of sleep, hypertension, high blood pressure, anxiety, and hearing impairment. So to reduce noise pollution, we need to reduce the usage of horns in the city, plant trees as they absorb noise and help us reduce noise pollution. Industries must be set up far away from residential areas and vice versa.